Wait, stop before you dislike and unsubscribe and nuke me from orbit. Promise that this has got some meaningful content and ideas here in the video. I know many of you probably saw the thumbnail and were like, Fortnite? What? But today specifically, I want to talk about No Man's Sky's community missions that we had shortly after Next launch that ran for a full season. What was it, like 8 weeks, was it? Sort of a nifty-difty way of bringing the No Man's Sky community together to come out to accomplish goals. But I don't think that I was the only one that sort of had a dislike for the execution, or at least the overall general idea. And oddly enough, I think that Fortnite is definitely something that Hello Games should look like in its further and future executions of its community missions, especially with No Man's Sky Online around the corner. So today I want to talk about a few different topics. Firstly, what's No Man's Sky doing right with its community missions? Secondly, what does Fortnite do with their community engagements that Hello Games should pay attention to, for those of you who aren't in the know? And then lastly, benefits of why No Man's Sky learning from Fortnite would be great for everybody involved. I mean, except Fortnite. Fortnite really wouldn't benefit from it at all, which is fine. Everybody plays Fortnite, except for me. Now, some housekeeping before we get started. Firstly, I want to say thank you so much to Skyla Fine for joining and supporting the LZ Monthly. Gosh, I hope I said your name right. And also apologies to them for not recognizing earlier that they clicked the join button and contributed to the channel. I didn't get a notification for it. Thank you so much for joining. You too can support the LZ in many ways, like clicking join, picking up some merch, or just checking the description below. Anyway, even just a like and comment is certainly helpful enough. Much appreciated from everyone. Also, stay to the end for a surprising channel announcement. You're gonna want to be here for this. Lastly, comment down below. How did you feel about the community missions that were launched just after No Man's Sky Next came out? Did you like them, and how would you handle them differently if you could improve them? Comment down below. I do love the discourse and the comment sections and the videos here in the LZ. But let's get right to it. First things first, let's talk about what No Man's Sky does right with its community missions. Bringing players together in one system effectively is something that I live for. Players were already finding ways to come together mysteriously once portals were activated and sort of a multiplayer thing was given in Atlas Rises. But the community missions post-Next were done really well in making it easy for players to come together. And sort of tying it into the lore and story of No Man's Sky, if you can call it that, was pretty darn creative. Also, having a collective goal and something for the community to accomplish together, I thought was super creative. And having rewards at the end of it, like unlockable base items and suit parts, was pretty useful. One thing that I really loved about No Man's Sky's community missions was the fact that the community drove itself in places like Twitter and the subreddit to come together to continue pushing to work together to get that bar to the end. Even if for the last one they had to push it out like another 10 days to give us time. I don't know if that was just us being lazy or Hello Games just sort of miscalculating the community and how many players and just how long it would take to get to those things. And even though it came with a few bugs that they obviously quickly repaired once they found them, Hello Games did an awesome job of managing the whole process. The portals, which system that you went to, making it super easy and right up front and being able to join in on these activities. Overall, for a tiny team, they did such a great job coordinating the whole thing. So let's catch up on Fortnite and their community events and their sort of viral events as they happen. For those that really aren't in the know, Fortnite is a free-to-play Battle Royale game. Fortnite and No Man's Sky, they don't have a lot in common. So you're like, Legacy Zero, why the hell are you making a video about it? Because Fortnite does something with its community events, I mean, aside from 100 people killing each other until they're down to the last person, that is so unique that I am not even a Fortnite player. I am a religious player of Battle Royale, Apex Legends, and Blackout from Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Or 4. Is it 4? It's 4. I play Blackout, damn it. I can just admit that Fortnite is not a game for me. I don't enjoy the building. I don't enjoy a lot of the mechanics and how there's very little cover other than having to build stuff on the fly. It's just annoying, and maybe I'm just not that good at it. I can admit that. But even as somebody who does not enjoy playing Fortnite, I absolutely freaking love watching it. And Fortnite is not even something that I particularly follow, but every once in a while when Fortnite's live events are happening in their own game world, I'll see numerous live streams pop up on my YouTube homepage, and it's very curious. Not only that, but these live streams get thousands and thousands of viewers at one time. It's because these events are so mysterious in nature. They're very abstract. But not only that, they last a certain amount of time with a particular amount of build-up until its ultimate conclusion. I've seen viral happenings before, like sort of dimensional cracks in the sky, or a meteor that was slowly but surely making its way down to the play space. You could see this meteor day by day getting closer and closer from space until it inevitably hit the game world. It was then that I knew that such a simple process was so engaging and so amazing to partake in, and I didn't even have to be there for it. These exciting conclusions, they bring thousands of viewers both in and out of the game. When players know that something is beginning to happen in the game world, they sort of put down their guns and they just sort of spectate as it happens. And all of the major viewership platforms, Steam, YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, are broadcasting these events as they happen. And the most unique thing of all is that these conclusions are generally transformative, impactful, and sometimes game-changing. When the meteor finally arrived and impacted the game world, it literally left a gigantic crater in the map, and it was that way going forward. It literally changed the entire game space. There was very little reward to this other than changing the dynamic combat area in that general area of the map. Fortnite has not gotten a new map ever, but instead they've decided to sort of evolve how the actual map works over time, and it's insanely creative. Now let's bring it all in to the ultimate question. Why should No Man's Sky look to Fortnite or any other game that handles live events this way? Well, I've got an answer for you. Aside from what it already does wonderfully, taking best practices from how Fortnite and other games handle their community engagements can help skyrocket interest in live stream viewership, generating buzz for the game, and potentially community growth, which is something that I actively want No Man's Sky to pursue. With No Man's Sky Online on the horizon, to me, the sort of cult base of No Man's Sky players, especially on PC, because Sony won't say how many people are actually playing No Man's Sky on PS4 at any given moment, to me, a certain jump in players and then a gradual drop-off to a small-ish group of folks, that's just not going to work for No Man's Sky Online. This is one of those reasons that will continue the growth and engagement of that community going forward. No Man's Sky Beyond makes No Man's Sky a different game now. Also, the tasks that the community does to further along the process of the event is something that even Fortnite doesn't really do. The community engagements in Fortnite is an ongoing process regardless of the player involvement. No Man's Sky has its players effectively engaged and working together towards its conclusion. This is something that it should keep and also expand on. Those tasks really shouldn't be mundane and basic things that players are already doing just together in the game. Discovering new planets or new species, that's something that I do in No Man's Sky every single day. Picture it in your head all of a sudden. You find out, you're given a communication live in the game that a door has been located on some random world in some random place in Euclid Galaxy. Players immediately start warping there to notice that this door needs keys to open, and that the only way that you can open these doors is finding keys from ruins that you have to unearth. What that does is not only does it have you go exploring, it has you looking for specific things, like ruins, to achieve specific items that you have to work for to get, i.e. the keys. And when the community gets enough keys, they can unlock this door, and this is what would trigger the entire event to reveal something completely new to players that they have not experienced in the game yet. And the amazing spectacle that comes from Fortnite's community events is something that No Man's Sky owes itself, both by design, and through advancement of its own lore. And here's the real kicker. This week, I've seen sort of bits and pieces of discussion regarding No Man's Sky's ARG process called Waking Titan that passed last year. Now that Waking Titan is done, these kind of community events could be the new implementation of Waking Titan and the advancement of its activities, or even using it to reveal what the next content updates will organically be through its own conclusions. I know the community is kind of split on whether Waking Titan should proceed or not, or whether it's already made its point, but overwhelmingly what I know the community agrees on is that Waking Titan should be implemented into the game somehow. So folks, tell me in the comment section, what do you think of my ideas as far as what Hello Games could take away from games like Fortnite and other games as service like Destiny and The Division 2 for how it handles its community events? The main reason I mentioned Fortnite so much and why Fortnite is the focus of the conversation is because it does it so well. And it does it for somebody who doesn't even like Fortnite, who can admit that it's just not the game for me. It's one of the most attractive parts of the game, is to see what's happening in those community events, even for a game I don't even genuinely care for. Not only that, the game is added additional things like vehicles and planes, so it might even get somebody like me to jump back in to see what's new in Fortnite. No Man's Sky can do the very same thing. Folks, if you thought this video was useful to your No Man's Sky viewing experience and you like hanging out in the LZ, please do help with a like, subscribe, and click the bell if you like to hang out for future videos, and comment below, what do you think of these ideas? And how would you improve the community engagements from No Man's Sky? Lastly, again, I want to say thanks to those who joined the LZ and contribute to the LZ monthly. Thanks again so much for Skyla Fine for joining, and you can help the LZ and support the LZ as well. Check the description below or click the join button now and help out. That certainly is so much appreciated. That helps put food in mine and my family's mouth for sure. Oh, and by the way, I owed y'all an announcement that I promised at the beginning of the video. If you've been with the LZ for quite some time, you'll remember that we did a podcast more than a year ago. It was called the Landing Zone Podcast. The purpose of the Landing Zone is to talk about issues in the gaming industry as a whole, gaming news. And that features me, my co-host, Crystal Redpunks, if you've seen him on the channel before, and other regular guests on the channel. Folks like Rum and Apples, who is sort of a mutual in the No Man's Sky community between me and Cobra TV, and other voices in the industry or followers or people who engage in regular gaming discourse to be invited on the show. This show is projected to be on Saturday nights or Saturday evenings, hopefully aiming at about 7 or 8 p.m. Central Time. Haven't landed on a time yet, but I want that to be a weekly show live here in the LZ that you can view, that we cover and talk about news in the industry. So look for that to hopefully hit about mid to late June once all the preparations are in. We'd love to see you here at the Landing Zone, and look for further perks if you've joined the LZ and contribute monthly. Perks that you can get, such as being included on the show. So with that said, look forward to more No Man's Sky content from here, and of course, the amazing Landing Zone podcast coming sometime in June. Look forward to that. We'll be happy to have you here, and I'll see you in the next one.